fellow woodchucks. Got a question for you. Working up firewood. Here we are, first week of June, getting next year's wood worked up. I just played that short video of my splitter splitting wood. So here's my question. How long does it take for my splitter to split a piece of wood? I'm going to play the video again, same video, okay? Now watch, how long does it take for my splitter to split a piece of wood? I am guessing that, might be wrong, but I'm guessing that a lot of you came up with a number of somewheres around 6 to 8 seconds, something like that. Now, my wedge, I am not totally happy with my wedge yet. It still binds a little bit in them pieces, and you see where I got to hold the lever to push it through. So with that given aside, I get it. I got to still tweak that a little bit. But the answer of that 6, 8, maybe 10 seconds, I don't know. I didn't time it. But you're way off. Way off. The answer to that question, how long does it take my splitter to split that piece of wood, is the same as your splitter. Exactly the same. Yeah. The devil's in the details. You see, the question is, how long does it take to split the piece of wood? Any splitter, once the pressure comes up against that piece of wood, you'll notice that that wood pops. Now, yes, some wood is stringy. I get it. You know, they're really fiber and you got to push them through. But for the most part, your piece of wood splits in less than a second, believe it or not, right? So if you want to replay that video, I'm not going to play it again for you, but replay it again with that idea in mind. The splitter only takes a second to split the piece of wood. So why do we get the answer of that 6, 8, 10 seconds or whatever it is? We're talking about the cycle time. Big difference. Cycle time all the way out, all the way in. Splitting time, less than a second. And why am I bringing this up? I put that Timberwolf ram on there. 4.5-inch tube, 3.5-inch ram with that regen valve. I am running this with an 11 horse Honda. 11 horse, 22 gallon a minute pump. And you see that cycle time. I have timed the cycle time, you know, just in and out with no wood. And if it does, so it's just a free cycle out. It's like 5.3 seconds. I've done it a couple of times. 5.3 seconds. 11 horse Honda. 22 gallon a minute pump. But here's something that I'd like to point out. I've been doing this for an hour now, and this tank, hydraulic tank, I'm talking about, it's like cold coffee. I mean, it's warm coffee. Excuse me, I misspoke there. It's not cold. It's not cold, okay? But you wouldn't want your coffee this cool. It is barely warmed up. And just a little, I think, is really neat about this regen valve system is I'm running 3/4 inch lines through the whole system now. I am convinced that even with my old system, the 22 gallon a minute pump, that oil would heat up simply because I'm trying to force that much oil through those 1/2 inch lines. Got 3/4 lines. Plus, a lot of that's the cycle time, not split time, right? We got that figured out. The cycle time, right? Half of that is the oil simply going from one end of it's going from the rod end back into the tube end. So it's not needing to cycle all the way around. No doubt in my mind, that is the way to go. Timberwolf ram, 4.5 inch tube, 3.5 inch rod with that regen valve. See, you need to go with their cylinder, and this is a zero plug for them. I'm just telling you what I have found. All of your other rams have 3/4 inch ports. That's the drawback. If you know hydraulics, okay, I run logging equipment. If I want to slow a function down, like the rotator on my grapple, I cannot slow the gallon per minute down low enough on the valving without it being real quick and jerky. So what you do is you take a fitting, just a male-to-male fitting, about that long, and you get them from the dealer, and they are solid. There's no hole through it. You put it on the machine and take a drill and drill a hole through it. And you might start, what I've done on the rotators, I might start with the size of a pencil lead. Okay? I drill a hole out, put the fitting in, and you see that restricts that flow through that one port. And it doesn't matter whether it's going on the line into the rotator or out. Doesn't matter. Anywhere in the circuit where there's a bottleneck, that is your gallon per minute. If you try to force more than that through there, all you're going to do is load the engine and create heat. Now with a rotator on a grapple, it works because the grapple you only do short movements. But that's the way I can regulate the rotator on my grapple. And if it's too slow, I take the fitting out, go another size bigger until I dial it into the size I want. The reason I was sharing that, right, is 3/4 inch ports with 22 gallon, 26 gallon a minute pumps. You're forcing a lot of oil through small holes, and that's what's giving you your heat. You got to open that thing up. Those 1 inch ports on those Timberwolf cylinders, the regen valve, never go back. Hope that helps, guys.